Your strengths and weaknesses?
Yes.
I think she has a very strong sense of like morals, and like she knows the difference between right and wrong and sticks with them. She also is able to like stick up for herself, like more than anybody that I know.
Which is essential to surviving New York.
Yes, it's something that I wish I had. Oh my god, she is one of the funniest people I think I've ever met. Literally, she had me in tears crying earlier because I was laughing so hard. I think her weaknesses, I'd say,
Don't get offended, you hype me up.
I think her biggest weakness is probably letting like her past traumas affect how she lives her life currently. And I don't want to say she refuses to work through them, but I think she's like just would rather not, and so she's preventing herself from like living life to the fullest.
I agree.
So yeah.
Now you can do her.
What's her strengths and weaknesses?
Oh god.
Cassie
Wait,
has...
if it's okay with her first.
Yeah, no, it's
Cassie
fine.
has a fucking heart of gold. Like, she is probably one of the sweetest people I've ever met, if not like the sweetest. And that's also a weakness because she gets her heart like fucked by absolutely everyone. Like, she is the exact opposite. I think we're honestly polar opposites in a lot of ways. We have a lot of similarities, but we're definitely, I would say we're actually pretty opposite. Right?
Yes.
Like, she is so like, but in like a different way. I'm in like a, I think I'm probably secretly, I wouldn't call myself insecure, but I puff myself out like quite a bit in terms of how like I actually feel. Like, I kind of just, I wouldn't call myself distruthful, but
You put your best foot forward?
no, I'll honestly like divulge too much information as like a means to feel confident, where Cassie's kind of the opposite. She'll like keep some information like hidden, but then be really vulnerable in like a true way. So
So it's like you're the yin, she's the yang.
Oh my god, that's so cute for us.
She's super like out, like she's the one who reached out to me to like be friends on Instagram. So super like outgoing and like literally will like talk to anyone, like honestly. I think one of her weaknesses would probably be not communicating how she feels about people and letting like people kind of not be in the loop in terms, like not be on the same page with people, but then act like they are on the same page, so it can create like confusion. Not saying that these people fucking deserve to be told, but so I'd say communication would probably be a weakness, but the strengths definitely outweigh the weaknesses.
So that's where you can complement each other. That's why you travel in pairs.
Yeah, I think I added more than you did.
No, I think very much where I lack skills, you have them, and where you lack them, I have them. I'm trying to.
No, like honestly, I feel like I haven't like appreciated that.
Yeah, no, I guess like I haven't really thought of it until like now.
Being a therapist.
Yeah, no, literally, this is
Wait, so has she rubbed off on you yet?
a little bit. Yeah, I've started to get better at like standing up for myself more, like not letting people walk all over me, because like Nora will not fucking do that at all. Like if like anybody tries to, she's just like whatever, like fuck off. I'm definitely nowhere near that, but I'm trying to be more like, I don't know, more like that. I
try to
guess.
be nicer to people. Like I feel like I paint, especially in New York City, I have to paint everyone as inhuman in order to like survive, frankly.
Wait, so are people guilty and then proven innocent?
No, not like inhuman, but I always just assume that everyone's wasting my time.
Yeah.
That's not fair. Like, there's so many people that have just like come up to me to like talk or like.
All it takes is one weirdo, though.
Yeah, true. Trust no one.
Yeah.
I don't trust anyone. I'm trying to learn how to trust people. It's helping me. I can trust a lot more people than I think I can.
So now you talked about surviving New York. Do you think like people in the city are like meaner or more like or less considerate compared to where you're from?
So I'm from upstate New York, and I think it's different. People upstate, frankly, not everybody, I don't want to generalize, but like it's more People down here are more accepting. I think they're more just guarded because there's so many people, and obviously it's like you're prone to like more and not the nicest people and you know, people that are, I don't know, I don't like be an asshole, so you're prone to more bad experiences with people here, so I think people just try to avoid it more. I think people upstate, they have a better sense of, I don't even want to say they have a better sense of community, which makes them more, yeah, everybody's anonymous here, but like also like, I don't know, upstate, okay, a lot of people are like kind of racist, and by kind of racist I mean like really racist, which makes it like, so like they'll seem outwardly nice, but there's so much like hate and hostility and just like, I don't know, like meanness. I don't know, I feel like it's very much opposite. Like here you wear like a tough exterior, but like really inside it's like fine, but in upstate it's like you have like that soft nice exterior and on the inside it's just like, damn.
Wait, would you say there's more negative energy upstate or here?
For me personally, I think there's more negative energy upstate,
But it's guarded, it's like concealed as positive.
yeah. Yeah, the longer you're there, the longer you're like, oh shit, like, okay. So people are just like really ignorant and hateful here, got it, like.
Instagram. Okay, so I'm originally from LA.
Yeah.
I recently moved to Malibu. I mean, I'm like kind of bi-coastal at the moment. I'm gonna have to move out of Malibu soon though, because I have a weird apartment deal. Anyways, so I was coming here to visit for school for the month of, I feel like a week in November. And I had put on my Instagram story, I was like, I'm gonna be here for a week. I want to meet some people who go to my school. I go to Marymount Manhattan. And
you go too?
what? Yeah, we both do. So I was like, I want to meet some people. So I put on my story, I was like, I'll be there from November 20th to the 27th, like, meet up. And she was literally the only person who fucking responded. I think I reached out to one other person and saw them, but never saw them again. And she was like, oh my god, like, I'd like love to. So I think we met like the library at my school. And then I like broke my Airbnb bed and had to go to Queens to get a key from like the landlord. It was awful. I wrote a really mean review to poor Jeff.
No, that was
okay, see, she seems to be a better person. He was horrible. Like, he like wouldn't respond to my texts.
You said
like,
that he was the most despicable human you've ever met. Like, I feel like that's a little.
But for an Airbnb, he was also illegally subletting, probably, because it was a basement apartment. And he said that I can't let anyone know that it's an Airbnb.
Oh, okay, it's illegal in New York City, I heard.
Yeah, so he's a, yeah,
Sorry, Jeff.
the most despicable person I've ever met. Check it out. It's on Leroy Street. Down
No, let's not fucking
Wait, are you still there?
toxic.
What? No, I'm talking about for my Airbnb. I don't even know if he has it still
Leroy Street?
listed. It's on Leroy Street if you ever want to check it out in Greenwich Village. Anyway, so it was
Wait, what's the price for that?
what was the price? It was pretty cheap because it was in like real COVID. Not real COVID. I think it might have only been like $100 a night. I don't know. So like, that's like decent for
100 a night? That's kind of high for COVID.
No, it was in November though, so things were like cooling off.
Yeah.
But before that, a year before, I stayed at a hostel for $10 a night.
Okay.
I would have done
You
that.
have to share a bathroom and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was fine. I met some Brazilian girl.
Wait, so you were talking about meeting
So
her?
yeah, in the DMs, and then we met in the library.
Wait, did you look at her pictures first? Is that how it worked?
It wasn't like that though. Like, I was honestly desperate to see anyone.
Yeah.
Like, I would have reached out to any. Like, I wasn't like, oh, stalking this girl. I mean, it wasn't like.
Wait,
I don't know.
what are you doing dancing? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing theater and film production. But I was coming to do an in-person class. It was a whole thing. I just needed to visit New York, and then so she was close on not speak with him. But there was these two guys that were no longer friends. Oh, I shouldn't say that on the internet. Anyways, so we kind of like all hung out together, and yeah, that's how I met her.
Okay. How do you remember meeting her?
So I was friends with two people, like really good friends with two people who had a class with her. And I had heard her name a few times, and like I was on like a Zoom meeting with her in like the summer, but like never talked to her like personally. And then I followed her on Instagram, and like every so often I like swipe up on her story and like I'm like hype her up if she posted like a selfie or something or whatever. And then she posted on her Instagram story saying like, going to New York, who wants to meet up? I was like, me, like I'd love to, like totally expecting her to be like, no, like fuck off. Yeah. And then she's like, okay, great. And then we ended up hanging out for like 3 days before I left to go home. Yeah, no, we met. Literally, I was on campus, and she was doing like a class there.
Fucking Jeff. Fuck Jeff. He wouldn't let me into the Airbnb until like 5 p.m. that day, even though he had told me I'd be able to check. Because I had a red-eye flight, so I hadn't slept, but I still had to do classes, and I wanted to like go into Airbnb at like noon. But he was like, no, you can't come till 5. He's like, that's Airbnb policy. I'm like, but I booked this place specifically asking a favor to move in. So that's why you got 2 stars, Jeff.
That's the Leroy Street?
Yeah, fuck Leroy. Like, literally fuck him. Like, I really hope he sees this.
Right.
I'll let me dox him. I'll pull it up right now.
No, we don't dox people.
So yeah, so I had to do all of my classes at school. Like, I had to stay at campus until 5 p.m. And, like, I'd been wearing a mask for like 24 hours at that point. Yeah, so then we met at that library. Was I just like super tired? I don't even know.
Yeah, no, I was very like scared. Because I'm like, when I first meet people, I'm like very shy and like anxious and nervous.
Like the first interview.
Yeah, well, I was also like drunk the first interview, so I was a little bit more like open. Yeah, no, I was very, you know, kind of reserved, and she was tired and kind of loopy, so it was a very like interesting.
It's like my airport clothes. It was like a geometric sweater.
Yeah, it was very interesting. It was like, okay, and then we warmed up to each other, I think, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, after she left is like when we really like started talking a lot more. Oh my god, they're playing Hotel California. Sorry, anyways.
Oh, I see homesick.
So you knew you were going to be close friends from the beginning?
Not necessarily.
No, I didn't anticipate us to be like this. Now it's like...
What was your first impression of her?
My first impression of Nora?
Yeah. In person?
In person.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know, I was like, oh my god, like she's real. She's taller than I thought she was going to be.
Really? Everyone thinks I'm gonna be taller because I shoot kind of low angle.
Really? No, I thought you were gonna be like shorter. And then I don't know, I was like, okay, like she seems like a lot more chill than like the people I was talking to at the time painted her out to be. It was a weird situation. They made her seem like crazy pretty much, and like now it's
crazy ones.
Girl, I'm not gonna come on the internet about this. But yeah.
I understand that.
Your first impressions?
I thought she was really sweet. She had like these little like green and like red streaks in her hair. She came in, she was wearing white Crocs and like a like yellow dress. I think it could have been yellow. It might have been white. Yes, she just had like dyed like streaked hair and like Crocs. And it was like very cold out too. Like she did like, I say a hoe never gets cold.
A hoe never gets cold.
So like no, like I was wearing thermals. Obviously I'm a California girl, so I had like on like my thermals and then like jeans on top of it with like a sweater and like a jacket. It's just like in her little fishnets and like corset, like going to dinner.
Wait, so have I asked you what were your first impressions when you came to New York?
No.
Oh, what was your first impression?
Well, I guess I visited New York before. It was insane though. Like I had a whole like issue like coming here with like plane tickets and stuff. No, I think
Because
it's
in California you could drive everywhere.
I miss driving so much, especially like along the coast, because I had just moved into an apartment like on the beach. So like coming here was like very odd. Like I'm not used to always being perceived all the time. I think it's the biggest thing. Like I miss I feel anonymous in New York, but I hate that every single time I go outside, it's like everyone is everywhere, and I like can't get away from it. So I might move to Brooklyn. I don't know, but I also love it at the same time. Like I also like, that's also why I'm here. So it's a weird, like I always say that like my perfect location, like I wish that LA and New York were like an hour apart. Because I love both the energies, but I think they're totally different. But I have to decide where I'm gonna reside.
So what do you miss about California?
What do I miss about California?
Other than the weather.
I miss my dog more than anything. I guess I miss the customer service being nice to me. That's such a weird thing to say, but everyone smiles so much in New York. Like even just like not in New York. In LA. In LA, everyone, there's this restaurant called Cafe Gratitude. I believe it's on Melrose, if you know where that is, California viewers. And like you literally order, you're like, I'd choose love, and they're like, you are loved. It's like their bowls are named. Like they have like, also I miss like the weird ass food, and like there's not acai bowls and things here, and like smoothies. It's like there's a little bit of a coldness that I miss. It feels a little bit like being in Disneyland, which is also disgusting. Is why I fucking hate LA. Yeah. So if you're seeing that everything that I love about a place is also what I hate and want to get away from.
Were you part of the surfing scene out there at all?
No, I wasn't. I don't know how to surf. I know how to boogie board, but that's not really the same thing. Everyone who's in my apartment is fucking insane. Michelle, I hope you're
What do I miss about Upstate?
You miss the wilderness, the trees.
I miss nature so much.
I miss
hills, hiking.
I miss like the smell of like fresh cut grass. I miss my siblings the most, I think, and my parents. Definitely my siblings though. I miss them beyond words.
You don't miss the high school football games?
My school wasn't big enough for football.
Oh really?
Me neither.
Yeah, no, I literally graduated with 13 other kids. So.
Oh wow, that is small. Wait, did y'all have county fairs or anything like that?
Yeah, we did. My town was like the fairgrounds for like the county fair.
Yeah.
We're like a block around from my house.
Did you miss that? Because I think the county fair is like, I don't know, that gives you like a real like hometown feel.
Yeah, I guess I do miss it. I guess. Yeah, no, I guess I do. I guess I didn't think about that. Yeah, I do miss that, but like, I don't know, it's not worth going back up for me, so.
Your first impressions coming to the city?
Oh my, so, I came to the city for the first time my freshman year of high school and fell in love. I always like romanticized New York and everything since like I can remember. But then I came here for the first time for my choir to see like a Broadway show, and I fell in love. I was like, yep, this is it. This is where I'm meant to be. Like, I don't know. I love the hustle and bustle and like just, I don't know. It's like, it's weird because like there's so many people everywhere, right? And like you can be surrounded by like thousands and thousands of people but still feel like just by yourself and like alone. It's, I don't know, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And now like moving here, I've like found so many like new places. I had no idea that Washington Square Park existed until like 7 months ago. So like now I love it like even more, like scoping out.
I had a totally different, sorry, I cut you off.
Sorry, go ahead.
I had a totally different experience. I literally came to New York just to spite my dad. Like he like grew up here, and then he like, as I went to a college that was like in the middle of nowhere in California, and like I hated it. I mean, it was really pretty. Honestly, I miss a lot of like, I miss grass probably more than anything. I should go to Central Park more. Yeah, but my dad grew up like in New York, and he like hated the city, so we like moved out. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go to a school in like New York City. So obviously, I've been into like acting and theater and like film. I guess film is more LA, but yeah, I didn't fall in love. But I ended up liking it a lot more than. I don't know if I want to. If I were to stay in New York, though, I would have to nuke here over it.
So, America's a big country, right? A lot of colleges out there. How in the world did you choose MMC? Because it's not a very well-known college, right?
I did it on purpose because I knew that I was thinking about. It was the only New York school I applied to. I was honestly desperate to get out. Like I was not like that. I knew that they would take my credits, and I knew that it would be easy to transfer, and I knew their dorm was located right here. And I knew that like I loved like being by NYU, but I wouldn't want to go to NYU because I knew they wouldn't accept the credits from my old school, so it would be like transferring. And there was Fordham, which was like in the Bronx, which isn't like even New York City. Not saying I would get into Columbia, that wasn't the area that I wanted, so I pretty much, and then the new school, like, no offense, but like that wasn't like the vibe. I just wanted like a simple like college that I could do, like I could finish out and then hopefully get more advanced in grad school and like kind of learn more about myself. I think I have a lot of maturing to do.
You think you made the right decision?
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I think I played my cards right too because I did my first semester back home in my new apartment that I got. It's like, that's a whole other story that I don't think is related to New York, so I won't share it. So I stayed back, and now so I've been here for like 3 months, and we're getting an apartment soon though.
Congratulations.
It's scary.
Thank you.
Now, a lot of people, they come to New York when they're young, right? But a lot of people say once they get older and they start a family, they're getting out of here.
Yeah.
How long do you plan on staying in New York?
I plan on staying wherever. I plan on always kind of being nomadic, honestly. Like, I would love to not, like, it's not my biggest dream to, like, buy a home and stuff. Like, I always see myself coming to New York. I don't necessarily think that I could live here. Like, people live here year-round. Like, I'm leaving for the summer and coming back in, like, the fall. Like, I definitely feel like I need a break from New York. Like, people who live here all the time, I feel like it's so good for your health to be around, like, a ton of people. But in COVID, it's been It hasn't been that hard, honestly. Like, it's not like the hardest environment, but at the same time, it's been difficult. So I see myself like, I feel like I when I was here before I had a break, I went home about a few weeks ago. It's like I wasn't appreciating the city that much.
You were re-energized?
I got re-energized by leaving, and then I was like, oh, I like it here, and I've been optimistic ever since.
I would do the same thing if I were you. If I had somewhere to go, I'd go there.
I will always come to New York. Like I said, I'm manifesting a dream life. I want multiple homes. Like that's a goal. But
I mean, I like walking into a post office and recognizing people.
Yeah, I like driving. I miss driving so much.
Yeah, I like driving too.
I miss having a dog. Like I feel like I can't bring my dog here. Like I can't put him on a subway. I can't.
Yeah.
My high school. Well, it was all one school, but like my school when I was in like starting freshman year, they would have us like fill out these surveys from like this state that like we would talk about like, you know, how we're doing it in school, basically like our GPA, what we want to go to college for if that's our plan, and like where we would want to go. I don't know, it's hard to describe, but basically we would send them in, and then we would get emails and whatever pamphlets about like colleges that were recommended to us based on what we wanted to do. And MMC was one of the first ones that got recommended to me, and I was like, oh my god, like yes, like this sounds awesome. Yes. And then I applied, and then I got in December of last year, or I get 2019. And then I was like, okay, like I think this is what I want to do, but I was going to visit a school in Chicago, and I was so close to going to that school in Chicago. Everybody's like, why didn't you go to Chicago? Like, you know, it would have been cheaper, you would have gotten like, you know, a music education degree. I really don't know what, cause I love Chicago too. I think it's just because I've been like set in my heart that I'm going to be in New York.
Also like sewage though.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's how I chose MMC. I don't know how long I plan on staying here. Like I'm at a point in my life right now where I don't want to like be back home or like, you know, in a rural area. But I don't know. I also don't know if I see myself staying in New York for the rest of my life. It's weird. I'm having like a weird like crisis.
I can't be one of those 80-year-olds that I see on the Upper East Side with like their walkers and like decay. Sorry, I'm not trying to be mean.
I think I'd want to go to like New Hampshire on the beach.
I'll go to Florida. Like
wait, but what about the snow and the ice though? If you're old.
No, yeah.
That's what I'm used to. Like.
But it's so much. Isn't it like easier for old people to fall and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, if I fall and die, then like I fall and die. Like
You're
God's
gonna
plan.
take that risk.
God's plan. Okay, Drake.
I want to go to like Paris, like a rural town in France. And just,
So you speak French?
No, I speak some Spanish, but no.
How are you gonna survive in a rural town in France?
I don't give a shit. I'll have like we'll figure it out.
You'll hire a translator.
Yeah, really. Je m'appelle.
No, you'll find like a nice French guy.
Poisson, s'il vous plaît. Excusez-moi. Parlez-vous anglais? That's how I'll survive.
Wait, so I forgot to ask you. So what exactly are you studying?
I'm studying theater and new media.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah, best degree.
Yeah.
Okay, so theater and film degree.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, how's that going during the pandemic?
Ass. Like, no, it's actually fine.
It's so.
Do you need hands-on experience for that or no?
I have hands-on experience in one of my. Sorry, I'm totally cutting you off.
No, you're totally
It's my weakness. I'm just really.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so one of my classes now is in person with masks. It's a TV studio production class. So we have to like make a television show in this like producing lab, which is really dope. Yeah, so that's how I'm like doing that. But like the acting classes and things are online, which kind of sucks.
That's interesting. So I'm glad to see that being in New York isn't like wasted for you.
No, that's why I came.
So you were saying?
I'm sorry, I forgot the question.
I think it was like, how is the music thing going in a pandemic?
Yeah,
because sometimes you need like hands-on experience, right?
Yeah, I'm very much like a hands-on type of person. I like to be like in the classroom, so not like having that has drained me beyond belief. I didn't think it would be this hard.
It's impossible.
But like online school, props to people that like do it like voluntarily and like I just can't. Like, it's extremely hard. Like, I've considered, taking a gap year to, like, recharge because it's been that bad. Like, it's really messed with me a lot.
It's unnatural.
Yeah, I'm the type of person I, like, feed off of people's energy. Like, I have to be, like, surrounded by people most of the time. That's why I'm here a lot. But,
What, you come to this park a lot?
all the time, yeah.
You too?
I got offered a Percocet by some 15-year-old. I look like Tylenol. Like, he wants perks. He's like, you want an Addy or some perk? And I was like, it's past your bedtime, buddy.
So children drug dealers.
Yeah, I guess so. That's not the oddest thing, though. There's been a lot of weird things.
Right.
Oh, that guy with the crystals on his neck.
That's probably him.
Yeah, and he has all of the bandanas, and he literally will not, like, move his head. Like, he just, like, stands there. I don't know how you ask him. You're like, will you read my fortune? How'd you know to ask that?
No, because he was very much, you could tell he was like a spiritual kind of guy. So I was like,
at reading people. I couldn't know that.
I was like, will you give me a love reading? And then he like takes my hand and he's like, don't do it, fluid. And then he kissed my hand and I was like, okay.
He's always here too. Like, I always see him.
I know, I thought I would see him today, but he's not here.
Some guy lied to me. He's probably watching this, honestly. He said that he was an electrician, but his profile said he was a deli man.
What profile?
She matched with him on Bumble.
Oh, Bumble? Oh, the dating website?
No, I didn't match with him.
I did, and I took a screenshot and sent it to her.
Yeah, it said deli man at the deli. You know,
So he's doing something different every day.
Just fucking liars everywhere.
But like guys would come up to me all the time and ask me like if my boobs are real, which is weird. Like all the time. Like almost every time I come here. And then I get offered like drinks and different drugs and stuff like that. I've seen people like hooking up here, which I mean, good for them, you know. Like, I don't know. That might be the weirdest. I don't know. I'm nothing like too crazy. I don't know.
Some people like
That's
dancing. Like the dancing scenes. I don't know if that's like weird. It's just like kind of like cool.
No, I think that's just part of it.
Yeah, it's like lying down, just very
Oh, maybe people. It wasn't weird. It was crazy, but like in a good way. When Biden was announced president-elect, I came down here that night, and like there were people like dancing in the fountain and like throwing like pride flags in the fountain. Like that might have been the craziest. Yeah.
I think I probably blocked something out of my memory. A lot happens at this park.
Now, I assume that you also meet very many strange people here.
Yeah.
Who's the strangest person you've met?
Oh my god.
Oh,
Anyway.
wait. Let's go with who's the strangest person you've met and who's the best person?
I just want to say shout out to this guy that came up to me. I was not interested in him, but somehow men don't like understand that. So he like kept talking to me, and I don't know if you know the director Harmony Korine, and he's done films like Gummo. You probably don't know. Anyways, he's like this very like experimental filmmaker, whatever. But I'm like a film nerd, so I'm like, she's scared as shit by it. You can plug it. I can send you the link to like put in. But it's like 2 minutes of this guy like dancing on a curb, like talking about how it's akin to like God and like a dress and stuff. Very just like meta, like philosophical, pretentious bullshit that I sometimes find entertaining. And I was like, well, I'm watching this video. Do you want to watch it? And this poor man watched it for the 2 minute duration, like during the songs, and just like stood there. And I was like, okay, like that's cool. Like just totally like pretending like I'm just gonna run off my gambit about like going off on curb dancing, and then I'll like finally give him a chance. But no, and I just walked away.
Wait, that was the best or the
No,
strangest?
just like the weird. I was just kind of like, oh shit. Like and that was a moment of like revelation. I was like, men will do anything.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I always used to be like scared of them, and I'm like, no, they're scared of me.
Yeah.
Oh no, but I was genuinely giving it as a moment to like share something I was interested in and people that don't want to listen.
Right.
But I was like, this guy will clearly listen to anything I'm willing to give him right now.
Oh, yeah?
So yeah, that's the new strategy.
Okay, so what about like the best person you got? You meet any people you keep in touch with?
I don't think so. Not like I usually come here to be like, I don't know. It's hard to talk to strangers in New York.
Yes,
That's not in like I'm not into like fake relationships. Like I'm really not into just like getting drunk and meeting people and having like I don't think that you usually get lasting relationships from that. It fills the void for a few seconds, and I think I'm missing a lot of like meaningful connections with strangers in my life.
I've met a lot of cool people here. Though.
Well, I mean, you also have like your interview. I'd love to start interviewing people and stuff.
You gotta watch, what's her name? Kristen McCarthy, I think is her name. You gotta watch hers. She's just really, really cool. She goes to Florida.
No, I'd love to. I want to make like a short film. I used to do a lot of street photography. I haven't been doing that recently. Yeah, I guess I'm more of an outsider. Like I like being more of a fly on the wall than like really meeting people.
Yeah. Well, you got time. You got how many more years here?
I'm here for 2 more years at least.
Okay.
So
that's plenty of time, especially when the weather's nicer, you know. But you'll be gone in the summer, right? What you got planned for the summer?
Oh, I'm gonna be on the beach with my dog and my friends back home.
Yeah. Going to some high school football games?
No, I'm not in high school.
No, I mean, are you gonna go watch some high school? You know,
no,
like a lot of people but a lot of people who graduate, they go back to
Providence High can suck my dick.
To relive the good old days.
No, that was not the good old days.
To relive your
Jeremy
glory.
Kent Jackson, I really hope he's watching this. I don't care. I just want to say that like he made me insecure for no reason. He's a short, sad man.
Yeah.
He didn't want to.
So this is like therapy.
This is not therapy. This is going. You're publishing my. Anyway, someone's gonna send this to him. Anyways, that was just a joke, Jeremy.
Okay. All right.
The worst person I've met here.
You don't keep in touch with nobody from here?
No, I do actually.
Oh.
Rocky Phillip. His name is Joey. He comes here a lot. He actually was performing here last night, I think.
Yeah.
He does music and everything. We're not like super tight or anything, but like I don't know. We like keep in touch. No, I've met some like really good people here that like I don't know. I follow and talk to here and there. I think the worst person I've met here might be I don't know. I try not to say like people are like outwardly bad or whatever, because they could just be like having a bad day or something, or like, you know, they might be just be like under some influence or something to make them kind of bad. So I don't want to be like, you know, this specific person was the worst one I've ever met here. But I don't know, maybe some guys who've like tried to like force themselves on me a few times. I don't know, I don't want to like.
Put their hands on you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's bad. How do you carry pepper spray?
No.
Knife? Nothing?
No, I like always have my keys in my pocket that I like hold if I need to, so I can like
stab them with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to like drop any names. It's good question. I don't know yet.
You don't have anything planned? You gonna be here in the city or somewhere else?
I'm hoping. I have a job here, so I'm trying to like.
California?
Whatever. I mean, I have a roommate thing, but your face.
No, I would seriously love to. Like, if I could like spend the summer with you and like work in California, I would.
Or just like visit for a week or two?
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I mean, like, I have to like work and everything, so I have to like try to find like a room somewhere that I could just like sublet until she moves back.
Yeah.
To get
so you're gonna have to find another place once you come back again?
Yeah, because we don't want a dorm.
Yeah.
We want to be able to have as many.
Wait, what's the criteria for the apartment?
2 bedroom,
Yeah.
1 bath. We were looking in like East Village area. We're not 100% set, but I think we're looking more towards Williamsburg now, just because like space. Like I don't know if you're as much into it. I kind of am. Like I just think that there's so many closets here, especially for like our price point. So in order to have like a little bit more space would be like really nice, and like it's really just like she stops on the L train.
So you said it was a 2-bedroom for the 2 of you, right?
Like you each get a bedroom, yeah.
It's just gonna be 2 people?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you still work if you had a trust fund of $5,000 a month?
That's not enough.
That's not enough?
I would want. I don't know. I'm trying to prepare a dream life.
Okay.
That's a really good salary, but like, now, yeah.
So you still work? What about you?
I think I would, but I would do something that like I enjoy doing instead of something that I feel like I'm obligated to do. Like, I don't know, like right now I'm working because like I have to. And like the job that I have now, it's okay, but like I'm not necessarily happy doing it. So I think I would rather have like, you know, work. I definitely want to work, but I'd want to make sure it's something that like I enjoy doing more than like an 5 years from now. How old will I be? 23. Either graduated college or working, hopefully doing something that I enjoy doing, something to do with like theater and performing or music.
Still here in the city?
I think so. Yeah, hopefully I'm like hopefully I'm like in a good relationship, a good healthy relationship, but like if not, I don't know. It'll happen if it's meant to happen. I don't know.
It's nice to have somebody there for you, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I just want to be happy doing what I love.
Now, I will be 26, which I always thought was old, but now that it's coming up a little bit faster. I hope to be like financially independent as most as like I can be. I hope that I either decided I hope I'm still going between like New York, LA, and I hope that I've had more like foreign country experiences. Like I would love if I was just like running around France. That just sounds great, or like Costa Rica, or I don't even know. Like I hope that I just don't ever like bound myself to anything or to like any kind of work or job. I hope that I make like a portfolio. I hope I finish a screenplay. I hope I like I hope I have a few things like in a resume. Like I would really love to have a resume. Like I don't necessarily even have to have a career like in 5 years. I think that's putting it too much. But like a solid resume, or like have a thing of work, or like publish like a photo book, or like make a feature film would be really fun. Act in one, or like collaborate with like more people, and just kind of have a more solid group of people in my life, and actually like care about people. Like I've never told anyone that I've loved them. I hope that I love someone in the next 5 years. I mean, I love you. That's not what I meant, but like, yeah.
So, who are some of the people you hope to collaborate with? Are they people you already know, or people who are strangers?
I guess I would say strangers. Like obviously, like moving forward, it would be cool if I like if that's like dreaming big, and I'm not trying to say that's negative, but also I think that there's so many avenues that open up. Like social media and things have like been changing the game, and obviously I'm a little bit of a snob, so I kind of have a disdain for the idea of like, oh, like TikTok. Like I don't want to be on like a TikTok creator thing. And I'm sure that will fade. I guess I want to make something that has like lasting value in any way, but if not, I hope I'm just like still kicking it, like never forgetting like I never want to be a sellout. I think that's my biggest thing. Like I would rather never make like a penny in my like life and like live on like scraps and have to like be inauthentic.
Sometimes the bigger you get, the more you have to sell out.
Like no, but I really hope that I'm never in that situation, I guess. Like and so I would just want to like make my own community.
Like a low profile.
Yeah.
As long as you're doing what you're happy doing, right? You don't have to like be the most well-known or high-profile person.
Always _the_stalking. That's STOCKING. Someone made fun of me for not having a lot of followers. I don't think it's a big deal. I'm not an influencer. There are people that I know. I'm in the city. I'm definitely welcome to meeting people. And yeah, peace and love.
Right. Final words?
You can follow my Instagram, Kassie X Cookies, KASSIE XKOOKIES. Please say hi. I'd love to make some more friends and meet new people.
Nice people only, please.
Yeah, please. And I don't know. I hope everybody's staying safe. I don't know who watches this, but like, stay safe and healthy and stuff.
Great positive messages there. Thank you.